So you turned your first $100 into a habit in episode 3. Today, we're building your first $1,000 and wiring it into a simple automatic money machine, even for those who swear they just don't have the time. By the end of this episode, you'll leave with a cheat sheet that you can tape onto your fridge that says, "Do this, money grows." All right, let's scrub in. Welcome to Broke to Wealth, part of Doc's Investing RX. I'm your host, Doc. Our mission here is simple: take you from where do I even start to my money grows on autopilot. Quick reminder, this show is for education. It is not financial advice. Investing does involve risk, so do your own research or talk to a professional about your situation. All right, let's dive in. So here's the plan for today. The $1,000 sprint. How to stack your first $1,000 fast with a 30-day playbook. Number 2, Autopilot Architecture. The 5 switches that turn your $1,000 into a money machine. Number 3, the 70-20-10 power split. How to divvy cash between growth, safety, and fun without the guilt. Number 4, debt and credit triage. Fix the leaks first, then accelerate. Number 5, doctor's orders, the one-page plan. I'll read it word for word, and you can take notes on your own. And then I'll read it for word. Doctor's orders, the one-page plan. I'll read it word for word, and you can take the notes. Doctor's orders, the one-page plan. I'll go through the details of how to build your money. Number 6, the mailbag Q&A. I'll answer rapid-fire questions that you. Number 5, doctor's orders, the one-page plan. We'll go through the details on how to build your money. And last but not least, the action sprint, a 7-day checklist you can start today. So let's start sprinting. If $1,000 feels huge, that's good. We want it to feel meaningful, but we also want it fast, not in years, but in weeks. Here's a 30-day sprint with 4 weekly targets. Let's say $250 per week. So week 1, this is the found money hunt. All right, so this is important. This is where we kind of wind down all the extravagant things in our lives, right? We need to cancel or downgrade subscriptions, right? This alone will save you 40 to 80 bucks a month. Call to negotiate your internet bill or cell phone bills. A lot of times there's promotions and you have to call in or check in to subscribe and figure out a new rate that's going for you. I want you to sell 3 items online, okay? Whether it's Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, what have you. Sell 3 items. All right, your goal is to collect maybe about $100 to $150 here. And then I want you to do a side shift or a gig. And again, target another $100 here. And these side shifts can be something as simple as doing a delivery or driving an Uber. Week 2. This is the cash audit. All right, I want you to swap 4 takeout meals for home cooking. All right, this will save you at least $60 to $100. I want you to adjust your thermostat and energy use. Whether you have to add on extra layers or take off some extra layers. Right here, you're going to save another 20, 30 bucks. I want you to look to sell 3 more items. Again, your goal is to around that 75 to 150. And again, I want you to take on an extra side hustle and just earn 75 bucks. Week 4. This is the make it stick. Let's redirect all the savings from the bill cuts into your $1,000 sprint account. I want you to sell 2 bigger items. All right, a bike, monitor. Dude, if you got a treadmill sitting collecting dust, right? Designer bag, what have you. I want you to get at least $100, $200 from this. I want you to talk to your employer about stipends or reimbursements. I want you to ask your employer about any extra hours that you can put in. I want you to celebrate cheap, right? Maybe going to the park, the library, doing a potluck. It's okay to have fun, but I want you to do it on a budget. Remember the key principle: when you assign every dollar a job, cash multiplies faster. These when you assign every dollar a job, when you assign every dollar a job, cash multiplies faster. These $1,000 are seed money for your machine. It's not for lounging around in a checking account. All right. So now let's work on our autopilot architecture, right? The 5 switches. Money machines aren't fancy, they're automatic. So here are the 5 switches, right? Number 1, separate accounts. All right, I want you to have the hub, right? That's your checking account. This is where you pay your bills, and this is where you spend your daily, and this is where your daily expenses come from. There's the staging account, right? This is your high yield savings. This is where you're going to keep your emergency fund, right? Your rainy day fund, the short-term money. And then the third account is your growth account. Okay, this is going to be your brokerage or IRA or both. All right, this is where we're going to get that long-term compounding. Number 2, pay yourself first. All right, so automatic transfers the day after payday. All right, start small if needed, 3 to 5%. Is fine to start with, and then you can always change it up. Number 3, default investments. Use a low cost index fund or target date fund, and then just automate buys every payday. Number 4, bills on rails. All right, just auto pay everything, and it comes out straight out of that checking account. Align your due dates near payday. Number 5, your weekly money pulse. All right, open up your apps, confirm all the transfers, scan for any weird charges, and that's it. You just do that 10 minutes every week and just go through all the numbers and make sure that everything's getting paid and everything's getting taken care of. Remember, you're the doctor. The system runs on solid vitals. All right, so let's talk about that 70-20-10 power split. So once the system is rolling, we use the split. All right, 70% is for growth. Right, this is going to be our index or target date funds. 20% is safety. Right, so this is going to be the emergency fund or near-term goals. And then 10% is for fun and experimental investments. All right, this is the guilt-free spending or sandbox for stocks, side hustles. All right, this way you're securing the future, right, with your growth, the 70%. You're protecting the present by that safety account, which is the 20%, and you're still feeding your curiosity, right, with that little 10%, all at once. So you're fulfilling multiple goals and satisfying and finding satisfaction in it. All right, next we got to talk about debt and credit triage. So we got to fix the leaks before flooring it. So this high interest debt. Now, whether a lot of people, you got student debt, right? You maybe got interest from credit card statements. These rates are insane, but we got to knock them out. They're not going to go away. So minimums everywhere else, but you got to avalanche the extra cash for the bills that have the highest rate. Now, if it's similar, right, then go for the one with the smallest balance first. Once you can knock that out, you feel that momentum, that positivity that will keep you going. So again, knock out the balance that. So again, knock out the high interest rates. Knock out the high interest loans first, and then work your way down. And if they're similar, go for the one with the smaller balance. Next, credit score basics. All right. This, how do we bump up our credit score? You got to make on-time payments. All right. You have to pay your bills on time, so that auto pays can be key here. we got to keep the utilization of your credit card limit to under 30%. So if your credit line is $10,000, that means you have to use less than $3,000 at any time. So if your bills tend to be just on the higher side and you have to go up, then you need to get either an additional credit card or what have you to increase your credit limits. So then that way every month you're not using a high percentage or what they call utilization. Next is also you want to keep your old accounts. So credit length is important. You want to have these credit cards for a long time. You don't want to be opening and closing accounts. And I know that they try to pull you in with these perks and you want to sign up for every little thing. But again, you have to remember that it's all about the long game. And when it comes to credit score, that's one of the things they want to see is how long have you had these credit accounts. So on-time payments, credit utilization, length of accounts, and minimize the hard pulls. All right, so you're getting a new credit card, you're getting a new loan, they do these credit checks. And the more hard checks they do, it's going to affect your account. It's going to affect your credit score. So if they have to pull your credit, ask them, is it going to be a hard pull or a soft pull? Soft pull credit checks don't affect your credit. Hard pulls do. Now, student loans. We talked about the credit card, the high interest debt, but student debt is its own. Student debt is its own beast. If the rates are moderate, say under 7%, then you can keep investing something, right? If the rates are moderate, say under 7%, you can say that's comparable to the stock market returns. So you want to pay off at least the minimum, and if you can, throw a little extra. However, if it is a high interest student loan, say more than 7%, you got to treat it as a high priority debt. You have to knock it out first. And student loans is one of the biggest scams in America. They charge you high tuition, high interest rates, and then there's no way out of it. You cannot bankrupt yourself out of student debt. The only way out of it is death. So it's very important that you don't let these student debts snowball. You got to knock them out and be consistent and take care of business, and you can do it. Now, doctor's orders, right? This is our one-page plan. So the money machine. Number one, payday. Transfer 10% to staging until 1 month's expenses are saved. And I want you to grow this to 3 to 6 months. And now you're going to invest 10% in a growth. All right? So 10% goes into our checking account, 10% goes into that growth account, right? Whether it's the IRA or some investment account. Now, if your company offers a match, you have to maximize. That's free money that the company is going to throw into your retirement account. So you have to invest as much as you can so that you get that free money from the company. Now, that 401k match is going to be the most important thing to invest in. If you have more extra money, throw it into your IRA. And if you have more money that you can put away, that's when you want to put into your investment brokerage, because at some point you can max out your retirement and how much you can allocate. But please, if you can, max out that retirement. The money will grow, and then you don't pay taxes on it until you withdraw. All right, number two, the default buy. So every payday, I want you to purchase your index or target fund or what have you, but I want you to make that purchase every time. All right, so every single payday, you're going to get at least one share of that index fund. All right, now number three is the bills. Again, auto pay. I want you to auto pay from the hub, right? Auto pay from that checking account. Pay it as soon as you get payday. Pay those bills as soon as you get paid. So set the withdrawal as soon as payday hits. Number 4, the weekly pulse. I want you to spend 10 minutes, confirm all the transfers, confirm all the transactions, check all the charges, make sure nothing shady, no bank fees or what have you. You got to go through everything because every dollar matters. Number 5 is the power split. And we talked about that 70% growth, all right? 20% safety, 10% fun. So if you don't remember what that was, 70% is going to go into an index or target fund. 20% is going to go into a safety, like your emergency fund, your rainy day fund. And 10% is going to go to the fun, have fun, experimental, meme stock, what have you, account if you have to do it that way. But with this consistency, with this breakdown, you will build up your account over time. Now remember, number 6, if the debt APR is over 10%, you have to pour all your money into paying this debt off. And that's going to be your number 1 priority, is paying that debt off before you start worrying about your investment account. Now, remember the rules. Do not time the market. Do not pause your automation. All right? Review all your bills and review your charges, and that's it. That's your 1-page doctor orders, okay? Now, I want you to go through our 7-day. Now, I want to talk about our 7-day checklist. All right, this is our action sprint. Day number 1, open and label 3 accounts. Okay, we got our hub, right? We got our staging, we got our growth. Again, hub is our checking account. This is where we're going to pay all the bills out of and our daily spend. Staging is our high yield savings account. This is where we're going to put a rainy day fund or emergency fund. And then growth, right? That's going to be our investment, brokerage, IRA, etc. Okay, day number 2. Set up your payday and automations. All right, so again, you know when you're getting paid, hopefully consistently. And I want to make sure that you get all your bills and everything auto withdrawn shortly thereafter. Day number 3, I want you to sell 3 items. All right, whatever way you want to do it. If you still use Craigslist, use Craigslist. Whatever it takes. If you want to side hustle and put a garage sale, yard sale, again, whatever it takes, I want you to sell 3 items. All right. Day number 4, I want you to call one of your bills to see if you can reduce it. All right. So whether it's your internet bill, your cell phone bill, again, I'm telling you, you might be surprised at what you can find out, what kind of promotions they are having, and ways to bring your credit card or your cell phone bill down. Day number 5 is I want you to try to do 1 gig or 1 shift. You got to walk some dogs, you got to babysit, you got to, like I said, do a delivery, you got to do an Uber drive, what have you. Extra shift at work, whatever it is, I want you to try to do 1 extra gig or shift. Day number 6, establish the weekly money pulse. Right, this is that going down through the bills, all the charges on all your bank statements, right, all your accounts to make sure all the money's getting funded, all the bills are getting paid. Day number 7, write your 1-page plan and tape it. All right, so I know you're going to be able to do this. You have to take I know you're going to do this. I know you're going to be able to do this. You will be able to knock out this action plan and knock out $1,000 into your account within 1 month. I know it sounds like a lot, but again, take it 1 day at a time. Just follow that 7-day action sprint, and before you know it, doctor's orders, you'll get through it. And I promise you, you're going to be in much better financial shape by the end of the month. Now, I got some questions through the email, and I want to just squeeze those in. because they may be helpful for other people. So one of the questions I was asked was waiting for a dip before investing. And so, no, I don't want you to wait for dips. I want you to just automate your buys on payday. So as soon as you get paid, that percentage of your money goes into your checking account. 1% of your money goes into your rainy day fund. And once those are all funded, I want all that extra money going into your retirement and your investment accounts. Don't worry about the dips. Just fund it. Buy that ETF, buy that target dated fund, whatever it is. But I want you to just buy it on the regular. Consistency is important. You cannot time the market. It's about time in the market. All right, another question. What if I can only spare $25 a week? That's perfect. All right, start small. Okay, once you start building the habit of throwing $25, guess what? 1 week it might be $30. Well, maybe it might be even more, right? Maybe you got some birthday money. Whatever it is, once you build the habit, it will start capitalizing and it'll start growing. And once you see your account growing, you start getting motivated. You want to start doing side hustles and jobs. And next thing you know, it's all about that avalanche, right? It's all about that momentum. One question I got was, is $1,000 enough to open a brokerage? And I did mention this last week. You actually don't need much to open a brokerage. You can even start $100, right? So remember, a lot of these brokerages even offer fractional shares. So $1,000 is plenty of money. Somebody asked, I'm scared of losing money. So this is important. The stock market doesn't go up in a straight line. It will go down sometimes. This is why you can't focus on the day-to-day and have to think long-term. But remember, when we're doing our investment accounts, 20% is going to be safety, right? You have your rainy day fund, and so you shouldn't worry about money going down in this account because this is long-term money. The short-term money is in that safety account, right? That rainy day fund, the emergency fund, 3 to 6 months, you'll be set. So you don't have to worry about the money going up or down. In the long run, the stock market will return on average 10% based on history. All right, another question was, can I pick stocks? And I did mention this on the previous episode. Ideally, you want to choose one ETF and then you can choose one stock. If you feel comfortable, you can start picking up multiple stocks. Again, it's up to you. But I would, again, focus the majority on building at least $10,000 into an ETF. And then you can start branching out into individual stock picks. But again, try to think 90-10, right? So 90% into an ETF and then 10% you can play with individual stock picks. All right, somebody was asking, how big should my emergency fund be? So when you're first starting out, just shoot for 1 month, right? And then once you build that 1 month safety, I want you to slowly start putting in money every paycheck, just 20%, right, of your paycheck. Extra funds are going into this account until it builds out to 3 to 6 months. And then from that point, the money goes into your checking account and the rest of it goes into your investment account / retirement. Should I pay off my debt first or invest? So number one, I want you to take that free money, right? That employer match, put money in towards that first. Then I want you to hit that high APR debt. But, again, if the rates aren't that bad, 7% or less, then I would just do both, right? Invest a little and pay off aggressively. So you can do like a 50-50 or whatever however makes you want to do it. But you got to get out of debt. And somebody asked me what's the best app. And so the best app is the one that you'll end up using consistently. Personally, my favorite, Thinkorswim by Schwab. But again, you got to choose you. You do you. If you like Robinhood, like Fidelity, whatever it is, there's a lot out there. Just find the one that you like and that you'll use. All right. Well, that's the end of the episode. Sorry it was a little bit long, but hopefully it helped. And much love to all of you. It's hard. It's difficult, but you can do it. I know you can, and you got to believe it. All right. So if this helped, share it with a friend who keeps saying that they'll start when things calm down, right? things will never calm down. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is today. All right. Systems in place will make, once a system in place, everything else will be easy, right? Keep it on autopilot. All right, that's it. Subscribe to Doc's Investing RX, and next up, episode 5, your first $10,000. Multiply without losing your mind. All right, I'm Doc, proud of you. You're closer than you think. Take care.